Today, we are going to be talking about the DXY. The focal point will be how I use volume profile to navigate the DXY to spot opportunities where I could jump in, or for lack of a better word, you could say solid support and resistance levels, as well as using that in corresponding assets that are correlated with the DXY. So with that said, we're just going to get straight into it, right? So the last couple of videos that I've done on the DXY has more or less been focused in the area of you should consider learning how to trade, and I use the DXY as an example as to how to navigate that. But today we're going to be using the DXY, or navigate the DXY, to actually assist us with our other trades that we may have. So EURUSD or any other pairing that ends with the USD, right? So the first thing that I want to do here is I want to bring in the anchored volume profile, because we don't have that in place right now, and we're just going to whack that on. And as you can see, that one there is set to the delta, so we're just going to flip that around a bit, and we're going to put that to total. Okay, and as we can see, so this here is what will help us in regards to, let me just make one slight adjustment to the point of control. So the point of control is definitely the wrong color. And let's make that straight line. Okay, so what we want to do now, right, is because this particular asset is correlated with EURUSD and a bunch of others. I like using EURUSD because it's one of the best currency pairs to actually trade, right? So if I'm going to compare the DXY with anything, the best choice naturally is EURUSD. So I'll be doing that, but just bear in mind that the DXY is correlated with all US pairs that ends with USD. So I don't know, so let's say GBPUSD, because it ends in USD, there's a high probability it will correlate with the DXY, and so on and so forth. So as you can see, just by looking at what we've done so far, which is using the volume profile, deriving it from this high point over here to this low point over here, this whole entire box area is the data for the volume profile that we have on this side of the screen. And the areas that we are mindful of is where the volume profile is, where it has just left, and what it could mean for us in terms of assets that you're looking at. So for example, EURUSD right now is in a bullish trend right now, okay? Right, so it's in a bullish trend right now, and at the moment, without even looking at EURUSD, I can tell you that based on what I'm seeing here, it has begun some form of a retracement. So let's just see if EURUSD confirms this. Here we are. It has begun its retracement. Now the difference between this level right here, which is what I laid out in the previous video that I did not too long ago, I think it was on a Friday, right, is I marked out these areas as to say this is the kind of trend you should expect from EURUSD before it kind of collapses all the way down into the high value area of the volume profile. And let's look to see what we got going here. So when we go back to the DXY, what can we see? Well, we have a low value node in this area right here that price has just moved away from. So I will highlight this area right here. Okay, I will highlight that area because that is a definite low value, low volume node area. Okay, and then I will highlight this area right here, which too is another low volume node area also, right? And then as price begins to move up towards the point of control, what you would notice with EURUSD is EURUSD will also begin to fall as well, right? It will begin to fall as well. Now the key level that I'm actually looking out for in regards to what is currently taking place in the market is this level right here. Okay, so let's highlight that area. And as you can see, that level 2 lies in a low value node or low volume node. I keep saying low value, right? Low volume node, right? So I want to know what price is going to do when it gets to this level, because this is a key level, right? If price doesn't do anything and continues to blast through, then I believe that this high volume node up here, which is at the high value area, okay, or the volume high area, I should say, this level right here, okay, is where price will be going to, at which point this swing high would have been knocked out. This swing high is in fact this swing high over here. Okay, so let's go back to the Dixie. Okay, so if this level right here is taken out, that basically means that price in terms of Euro USD has just entered the high value area, right? But it's coming downwards, so it's in a bearish trend, because this here means bearishness for Euro USD and any other pairing that ends with USD. This move to the upside is a bearish move on all of those assets right there. Okay, so that is what I'll more or less be looking out for. That's what I have my eye open to see if it's going to happen or not, right? If it's going to happen or not. Let me just put another one in here. Let me just put another one in here. And let's just drop another one. Smack bang in that. Okay. So that's what I'm kind of waiting for, right? So that is what I'm kind of waiting for in terms of what price is currently doing at the moment. And the first indicator will be this level here being knocked out, which effectively would mean price has returned back to the POC or point of control. And once that happens, that should give us an idea as to what we need to do and how we need to do it. So for example, price moves to POC and then moves back down again, okay? You can start taking longs again in Euro USD. If it bounces from this level right here, so that will be 96.22, right, where we have a low volume node, then you can then put in your sells for Euro USD as it pushes upwards, right? So that's the vibe that I'm going off today, right, based on what I'm seeing right now. Hence why with Euro USD I'm somewhat bearish, right? And I normally tend to keep this analysis whenever I'm talking about Euro USD on a Sunday, because it gives me something to talk about, right? It gives me something to talk about on a Sunday with you all. Hence why I don't include that in the analysis on the Friday in regards to Euro USD. But in hopes that you are watching this now, you would know that, okay, if I'm talking about Euro USD on another screen, you should have your Dixie up too, right? So with that said and done, all the analysis that I have done for Euro USD stands as normal. Within the next couple of hours, because this is the early hours of a Sunday morning right now, right? So this is the early hours of Sunday. So in a couple of hours, right? This evening, or say from 11:30 tonight, right, 11 o'clock, 11:30 tonight, market will be opening and we're going to have a clear understanding as to what Euro USD wants to do. If it comes lower and it knocks out this level right here on the Dixie would be bullish, right? So the Dixie would have made its way all the way up to point of control at this point. Okay, so is what's happening right now tradable? Absolutely. But what it is you want to do is you want to be at the early stages of a move, right? So what we're not trying to do is catch the move mid-swing. So if you haven't been able to tap into anything right now, I would say just wait for Dixie to do what it's going to do. It's going to get to one of these key levels and it needs to make a decision. Once it gets to one of these key levels, you can tap in there, basically meaning you're nice and early, therefore meaning you can stay in that trade for a little bit longer. All right. So with all of that said and done, If you're new to this channel and you've managed to watch this video all the way up until the end, thank you very much for doing so. I hope you find the information I shared super useful. And if you have, make sure you hit that subscribe button, you turn on the notification, and you drop us a like, and you leave us a comment as well. All right. And with all of that said and done, I will see all of you peoples again on the next one.